Hello YouTube and welcome to Against the Storm. As you can tell by the clickbait, we are going for the no greed modifier, which is just talking about how the queen gets more impatient and like her impatience grows faster, 50% quicker to be exact. And if we have a trade route going, for each trade route going, that impatience grows slower. This is going to be harder because Prestige 10 makes goods worth less to traders. So trading is kind of disincentivized at this difficulty level, but that's fine. This is going to be adding up all the way up to 20 eventually, right? We're going with foxes, and we're going all foxes today because they're really good at they're happy when they're getting rainwater out of geysers and whatnot. They're going to tell us where a geyser is. And as we learned on our Prestige 9 playthrough, it's actually a Prestige 8 thing where it makes the events last longer. Foxes are more efficient at events, so that'll help us counteract that. And then rainwater helps with resolve. And when they're happy while they're producing something that creates resolve and productivity, that just seems great, right? So we're going to get 2 other random races with that. We're going to get 10 tools. And we're bringing 5 extra citizens with us. We're bringing the berry farm for the plant fiber and the berries, just some basic food and cloth options. Excuse me. And then a trapper's camp because I think just because it's like the cheapest camp. Yeah, it's only 5 while the other 2 camps were 6, which allowed us to grab the extra 3 villagers. So we might never place this farm, but there's an average amount of fertile soil here, and farms are really good. So we should be finding plenty of fertile soil with an average amount. But yeah, let's just load right on in. And this is the Land of Greed, Prestige 10, all foxes playthrough. Let's go. I'm excited to see how we can make this work. But I think we're set up for success even though we're a difficulty higher than 9, which I was already struggling with. But we're going to need to do this in order to open up the seal. The astonishingly beautiful view motivates villagers to work. The time interval between breaks is increased by 25%. So during the drizzle, our people will just they'll work longer before they need to take a break. That's a great thing. It's not like the best bonus in the world, but our workers working longer sounds great to me. It's only during the drizzle season, which is the first of 3, but that's okay. And then these are negative modifiers over here. Looming darkness comes every time, which just makes it so your global resolve goes down the more you make the forest hostile. Number 2 is quaking bog. The ground is moving and swaying from all the rainwater it's absorbed. Gathering speed is decreased by 50%, so that just means picking up things off the ground. It's not as efficient during the storm as of hostility level 2, which is almost instant. The cover of the ancient hearth has been damaged due to an exceptionally strong storm. The hearth's resistance has decreased by 200, so that's going to really affect us, I think, because we're going to be going rainwater, and resistance refers to your hearth's resistance to the Blightrot corruption, and rainwater is how you produce the Blightrot cysts that produce the corruption. So this is going to be something we're going to be dealing with pretty hard, so we need to upgrade our hearth and build more hearths pretty quickly to upgrade our resistance and then get that Blightrot post going for sure so we can burn those cysts off before they corrupt our place. If your place gets fully corrupted, and every time it gets fully corrupted, it'll kill 3 to 5 of your citizens, I forget which. The rain smells like Blightrot. Global food production is slowed by 15% for each hostility level. For each hostility level? Dang, that adds up quick, and it's at 3, so yeah, our production of food is going to go way down. Only the sacred flame can protect the settlement from the darkness surrounding it. Pay 3 wood for every villager in your settlement. If you don't pay for all of them, 2 people will leave. Oh wow, so we either have to pay wood, which I think it'll automatically take, which means we need to be chopping a lot of trees, or 2 people will leave every storm as of hostility 4. And I think that if we're even hostility 4 for a second in the storm, then it's gonna mess us up. So anyway, let's get in here. That was a lot of intro. Okay, so we have 4 lizards and 1 beaver. So that means beavers and lizards are going to be the other 2 races, even though we started all foxes. None of the random villagers we got were foxes. That's okay. So we got the plantation, the field kitchen. We've got that upgraded trapper's camp, which allows us to get bigger meat nodes and stuff. But we're going to want to start foraging and gathering or harvesting our plant fiber for fabric and whatnot. We've got 3 building choices down here like we do every single time. It's blueprint choices. But what we really want to get going is our gathering of the wood. But let's take a look. One of these should be highlighted with a geyser. Okay, that's going to be a drizzle geyser if we get over there. And our foxes have because foxes are one of our races here on the left, it lets us know where a geyser is. It's part of bringing them into a settlement. Or even if you pick them up during a settlement, like you didn't bring them initially, as soon as you get your first fox, it'll let you know. But this is a nice looking glade over here. I'm a little worried about how long the glade event's going to take. So we might just avoid cutting into any glades in this first year and just gather up a bunch of wood. And that might put us behind a little bit. But if I mark out these trees, this is what the woodcutters will cut first. And then I'm going to set both of my woodcutters to a higher priority so they get built first. And then I'm going to shift click only marked trees so that they won't chop into a glade accidentally. And then I missed that one tree right there. Alright, we got it. But yeah, we'll mark out some trees and have a good time with that. And then, as always, we need to place out some roads so that our people can walk more quickly. I think that it would be a silly thing to ignore the road feature. And especially since dirt roads, they're free, they don't cost any resources. So there's really no reason to avoid building them. It just makes it so that your idle workers can increase the speed of your active workers. Because as your workers are idle, they become builders. So they're building these roads while they have nothing better to do. And while they have nothing better to do, I would love for them to be building roads. I think I over-explained that. And didn't explain it enough all at the same time. So, I've had problems with building materials in the past. So I'm going to go with the lumber mill. Just because I really like 3-star plank recipes. But we'll wait on these other choices until we at least get our first cornerstone, maybe an order. But a lumber mill shall be placed. This is going to be an important building material for us to have. It's also the plank set is. It's also going to be kind of important for us to get crystallized dew somehow, because down here in the houses we're going to need to build fox houses, and they're going to take 3 crystallized dew per house. So we don't even necessarily need like a steady source of it, but we do need a source of it, whether it's through a crate or an event or maybe just through trade. I think it's going to be really important for us. So here's our first cornerstone choice. These are like permanent perks that stick with us through the run. Sometimes your first one can really shape your settlement. So gain 1 ancient tablet for every 2 completed glade events. This would include the chests, not just like the dangerous events, and other things you find in the forest, like buildings and such. I believe buildings also count. The Royal Academy wants a detailed map of the region and will supply anyone willing to help. Gain 20 reeds and 20 clay for each discovered glade. So this could be something fine, like that adds up over time. I don't think we're going to get reeds or clay in any other way, so like, you know, they could potentially be used, but I don't see us picking this one. Travel cost on trade routes is reduced by 1. Doesn't apply to routes already in progress. This effect scales along with the quantity of goods exported. So, since the Queen's Impatience is going to be growing a lot unless we're trading, this could be seen as a plus and a minus, because our trade routes won't last as long, meaning that the Queen's Impatience will increase, so we have to produce more goods, and then at this difficulty, those goods are going to be worth less. So, Like, this might be a negative, even though, like, before this difficulty, I would see this as a positive. A complicated runic structure designed to shield the hearth from corruption. The ancient hearth's resistance to corruption is increased by 400. So I think we just picked this one, even though it's kind of like bedge. It's kind of boring. It's kind of, you know, whatever. But that'll counteract the environment that we're in that brings reduced corruption or reduced resistance to corruption to our hearth, just based on our hostility level. So, like, you know, it's the negative modifier brings it down 200. This will add 400. So I think it's better on this one than normal. So we're gonna pick that. We don't have to build a hearth as quickly. We don't have to upgrade as quickly, and that gives us more options. It doesn't scale, which not scaling is, like, I love scaling perks. So it doesn't scale, so that's, you know, kind of why I don't like picking it as my first one. But because the environment is trying to kill us through reduced resistance, it's cool to pick a perk first that increases our resistance and just gets that worry out of the way. Like, we've already counteracted it. And then some. Okay, so Fox Resolve, buff 15 for 30 seconds, and we'll get 2 foxes, 30 mushrooms, and 3 parts. Parts are really nice on our difficulty. There is no copper here, other than, like, maybe as a secondary effect, so this +1 to copper isn't necessarily great, though I know we will complete 2 dangerous or forbidden glade events. 2 wildfire essences is 2/3 of a hearth, so that could be worth it, and 25 coal. But I think between these two, I'd rather get the 3 parts than the 2 wildfire essence and the +1 I mean, +1 copper would be cool if we could build a copper mine, but we can't build a copper mine. Hold on. Are we getting copper off of our trees or anything? No. Okay, yeah. Then, you know what? I don't think we can pick the +1 to copper. We might get copper off something else, but it's not worth it. Oh, there it is again. Build a trading post and give it 10 amber, and they'll give us biscuits and parts and tools. That sounds great to me. Again, it's offering us the copper one. Had we gotten 2 +1s to copper, that would have been really cool, and it would have gotten us a whole hearth. But because, like, then even if we just stumble upon, like, let's say, like, stone drops a little bit of copper or something, then, like, that would have given us +3 copper. It's been a while since I've played a lot of Against the Storm back-to-back, so I'm not sure if we will find copper as a secondary thing, because even though it's not like a natural resource, you know, clay, I think clay does drop copper, so, like, you know, that would have made a small amount of copper into a significant amount of copper to get +2, you know, but alas. This one, I do like the parts and people and wildfire essence that comes with this trade objective, since we're already going to be trading. However, we're going to pick the 3 parts for building a camp, because we've already built the harvester's camp, or we already built it, and then so we just need to build the stonecutter's camp and provide 10 bricks, and then we get a nice little payout. So we're going to pick that one. Though we will not complete any of these this first year. That's totally fine. Yeah, we just built the harvester's camp. So the foxing here might not be the best option. I think that having a lizard in here for bonus resolve is going to be just fine. Not only will he get bonus resolve, it'll give all the races bonus resolve. But lizards love working at the hearth because it's hot. So we'll take advantage of that. And because this first year is going to be kind of boring, we're just gathering goods, processing planks. You know, that we'll just speed through it. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark out a bunch more trees since we are going to speed through it. And again, I'm just holding down control and marking these trees because we've got our woodcutters only cutting marked trees. So, you know, this will give them a lot to do. Now, they can only hit trees within their range, and we should all know that. Like that like circular-ish pattern is all the trees that this woodcutter can cut, but they'll let us know when they're out of trees, so we don't have to watch that quickly. You can also kind of gives like a visual effect where it's like whiter versus gold or yellow. But I could preemptively move one of these over here to kind of give them more to work on. But let's verify they're both set to only marked trees. Yep. And we can make a building choice. What do we got again? Coats, skewers and biscuits. The provisioner. That could be cool for the packs of provisions. That sounds nice. Skewers, jerky, and oil also sounds good. Plus drizzle water, since we're going to be getting drizzle. I'm just not sure that any of these other ones would be decent. Maybe pigment. You know, maybe pigment would be the excuse for that. But, yeah, I think we're probably going to end up going the provisioner. But I also don't think it's important for us to rush that. We don't even have any builders to build it. We're just making a lot of planks right now. Let's go for like 40 max for now. Oh, I'm going to need to build houses before the storm. So let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I don't want that there. I want to build my houses further away from the warehouse so that I can build my production buildings closer to the warehouse, because that's where all goods are stored. So as they're producing things, they need to make trips to and from the warehouse. Okay, they're done with those 40 planks. Let's get one of them as a builder. And I'll go ahead and pull one of these guys out. And when he's done with this cycle, I'll pull him out, and they can build these things for us before the storm hits. In 45 seconds of unsped up time. We're on times 3. So housing gives your people resolve. Sometimes there are storm effects that are combated by it, but resolve is like their desire to stick around. So it's a really important thing to have. I'm hoping that building these houses will make my lizards want to stick around. Right now they're heading towards -2. They're not at -2 yet, but they're heading towards it. And so if it gets to 0, then they start wanting to leave. Oh, wow. Yeah, and I still have a homeless person, and it happens to be a lizard, and they still want to leave. So my greatest nightmares have come true. Yeah, let's just build a temporary house in here. Please hurry up. Let's go. We're gonna lose a lizard. Okay, we saved the lizard for now by favoring their race, but that's gonna cost us some foxes. So I'm not sure what to do to fix that, because I don't want to lose foxes either. Now we could pick new people. Oh! We could lower our hostility. You know, we could burn wood. Those are things that we could do. You know, I did clickbait this as all foxes, didn't I? Does that mean we gotta go all foxes here? Or does that mean I can pick up another beaver? I think I can pick up another beaver. We picked all foxes at the beginning. That was the clickbait, right? It's not even clickbait. It's just, you know, that's the title. That's in the thumbnail. It should be more clickbaity than all foxes. But that's what we went with. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. Let's move our woodcutter's camp over here. So we've got this barrier down right here to just one tree. So any of these trees that get cut will cut us into this dangerous glade. That'll be kind of cool for us. Not gonna lie. Let's pull them out of that. We can throw a beaver in here. We're still at 0 hostility, so yeah, no, we can just barely not put in another woodcutter. Every woodcutter creates hostility, so you know, we're trying to stay below 1 hostility level. Like, keep the forest happy with us so we can make our resolve penalty from hostility go down. But now that I have all these people not working, you know, maybe I should make them work. And we can start building things. I can pick a building. I think we will go for the packs of provisions. I like that building. And then the brickyard and the weaver both sound great. I think that the brickyard, yes, brickyard is what we prefer here. And it gives us an option for crystallized dew, though granted not a great one. But bricks are awesome. It's a building material that we're going to need a lot of. And then pottery's fine too, especially since there's clay on the ground. But also it's rainwater specialization, which means that our foxes will really like working here. So we'll place that down. I'm going to move this woodcutter's camp up to here. And then while we're at it, we may as well build our Blightrot post. And we can build our trading post. The trading post can be moved for free at any time or nearly free. So it doesn't really matter that we place it close to our town. We can move it out later. Alright, 21 minutes in. Let's keep this going. Y'all go ahead and leave a like or comment or subscribe if you enjoy this. That'd be great. You know, it's just a quick reminder while we're waiting for our builders to build. Yeah, it would be cool if we could get the crystallized too. Well, we could do resin and clay, and we don't have the rainwater yet, but we will be able to make crystallized too, so that makes me feel good. You know, I don't think we need pottery yet. And if we ever do, we'll start with like 30. Oh, I don't quite have enough bricks, but we'll be working on it. Oh. Yeah, I don't want pottery yet. The guy was making pottery, so I had to pull him out of the building to get him to stop that. So it's at this point that I'm going to change what our woodcutters are working on and get them to cut into this next glade. Because of the increased glade lengths, I think I want, or event timers, I think I want my woodcutters to cut in before the storm is over. We've got 42 seconds left, so even if that creates a resolve issue through hostility, we won't worry about it too much. Because by the time the consequences should kick in, the storm should be over. So let's cap this at 60 bricks, though I know we don't even have that much clay, so it doesn't even matter right now. Alright, so we've discovered a glade, and inside glades are a bunch of stuff. We've got fertile soil, which means we could start our farms. Yes! I love farming. It's like a true human in this game. I love farming. Now, granted, there aren't any great farm spots right off the bat. This would be the best. But I'm not in love with it. It's not so bad. We'll place it. Get it done quick. So farms are interesting. You have to plant in the drizzle season, and then you harvest in the clearance season, and then you can plow your fields during the storm. So your people are always busy, but they only ever generate a product during one season. But they have to kind of work all the seasons to work an efficient farm. Humans are particularly good at it. Oh, and here's a large node. This is going to require our larger trappers camp that we brought with us, so I'm glad we brought that with us. We got lucky on that one. You can open up these abandoned caches for loot. Ancient tablets are good trade goods. And then getting a perk is always nice. 30 flour, not particularly helpful for us. But we do have 15 tools, so we could send this to the queen, get 20 amber for trading, and it would also count as the loyalty thing. So we'll probably stick to that on this first one. And then this event is the Dangerous Glade event. So every Dangerous Glade is going to have a Dangerous Glade event in it. And it depending on which glade you open, it like randomly assigns the Dangerous Glade events to each glade when the map is generated. So depending on which glade you open depends on which thing you get, and there's no way of telling without a perk. So it gives you two options on how to deal with the situation. There's a time limit to complete it. There's threats for if you don't complete it in time. So because this is a cemetery full of traitors killed by desperate viceroys, what drove them to commit such heinous crimes? Was it out of greed or necessity? It's kind of playing on the mechanic where you can attack the traitor. So, if you burn this place down, you get 60 hostility every 60 seconds while this is active, and this is part of the cost of working this event. And then, we could use our planks, which is probably what we'll use, or some coal to burn this place down. And, we just have to deal with the side effect. If we win, we get Ancient Artifact of +3 global resolve to everyone. We'll get more planks out of it than we spent burning it down. We'll get Wildfire Essence and 5 Ancient Tablets for trading. So that sounds really good to me. We don't have the amber or the provisions, so like it's like this event will be paying for us to deal with this hostility. This is going to be difficult for us, but we've got foxes, so they work quickly. We're going to burn it down, which is a corruption event, not a loyalty event. And the loyalty event would at least increase our reputation, but we cannot afford that. So we're going to go with burn it down. So we're going to be dealing with this in order to save some trader time. And, that impatience point is going to be scary for us. Speaking of which, we need those packs of provisions to keep trading so that our queen's impatience stops rising so quickly. Let's burn this place down. And it should be noted that every reputation point reduces your queen's impatience. So, like, doing this loyalty event with tools will lower the queen's impatience by 0.75. So it'll be nice to keep doing this. Ancient Tablets, Glade event, workers assigned to Glade events can carry 5 more items. That's pretty cool because then that means they have to take less trips to get all these planks out here, for instance. And that costs time, right? Thank goodness we've got foxes on here because it's down to 5.5 minutes instead of what it could be with not foxes doing it. And we'll go ahead and investigate this as well. I think we need the queen's impatience to fall. We are at almost max hostility for level 1, but we aren't, and the storm's almost over, which means that this event will be really good for us. Hopefully no one leaves from it, because people leaving also increases the queen's impatience by 0.3, I think, each. Apparently there's a technique for extracting crystals similar to amber from rainwater. Gain 10 amber every time you use 50 units of water in rain engines. Blightrot Cysts grow 25% quicker when using rain engines. So that's a payoff for dealing with Blightrot Cysts, but also a payoff for using rainwater. Rainwater seems to soothe the forest. Hostility is reduced by 10 every time you use 150 units in the rain engines. That's kind of useful, though that adds up pretty slowly. Rich glades, newly discovered resource nodes have more charges. +5 for all small deposits, +15 for large deposits. That's good for our gathering, but during the storms, our gatherers are less efficient, so I'm not sure that that's actually super beneficial for us. Though it is really good. It's better than it looks. On my eyes, it doesn't look as good as it is. Because, like, when I pick it, I'm happy with it. But, You know, when I look at that, I'm just like, is that even good? Like, is 15 more charges really that good? Even on the large nodes? There's nothing the forest hates more than fire. Every villager with their need for religion fulfilled decreases the forest hostility by 5. And that fluctuates up and down, and we don't have a way of providing religion to our people, so we're definitely not going to pick Firelink Ritual. It would be really cool in a society where I am fulfilling religion to my people, though. So it's really between, do I want Amber for using rainwater and have like a harder time with Blightrot Cysts, or do I want my hostility to reduce over time as we use rainwater? It's like 30 Amber versus 10 hostility. Like, you know, 30 Amber sounds pretty good in that situation. Let's go for hostility because that scales over time while Amber doesn't. And it doesn't come at the cost. Right? So that's good. Yeah, we've got a lot of plant fiber and stuff, but I'm not sure that we actually want to trade for any of this stuff. I do love the Woodcutters Move Faster perk. Porridge is alright. Farmers can carry more items is cool, but not necessary. +2 to pottery production is nice, but they're produced 10 at a time, so it's, you know, it's only a 20% increase. Traders will arrive 15% faster. That's cool when you got extra amber sitting around, but it's nothing to like die over. Let's pick our next orders. Ooh, this is a timed order, so we have to pick it before we unpause time. But it wants us to burn 40 oil, which we have none of, 40 coal, which we have 16 of, and 80 wood, which we have 186 of. So, you know, since we don't have oil... Wait, can we trade with this guy for oil? No, we cannot. So, since we can't trade with this guy for oil, we're going to ignore this timed order. The benefits are really cool. 5 oil per minute is insane. You can't even burn 5 oil per minute at your hearth, like normally. The smithy is cool because it gives us a way to use a lot of metal, which is the crystallized dew and the copper bars. Tools would be useful for those glade events to get us queen reputation points, which would counteract the impatience that we're suffering because of the no greed. Pack of trade goods. You know, we've already got a decent recipe for that, but it would be an upgrade. We don't have a decent recipe for it, but we have one. The +3 to global resolve is super cool, but again, as I said, we're going to ignore it. I wanted to look over the rewards and look at how tasty a timed order actually looks. But we could use 180 units of rainwater in our rain engines, and we'd get 3 people, 4 parts, and 30 skewers. That sounds pretty decent to me. Keep beavers above 24 for 60 seconds and trade. And our woodcutters would move faster permanently, and we get 10 tools. That's pretty cool. Ooh, I do like woodcutter production is 15% faster, especially with the wood payment we have to do, but I feel like it'd be so long before this actually kicks in, because I don't think our beavers are going to get above 24. So, I mean, I feel similarly about the rain engine, but this will incentivize us to work on the rain engines. Oh, and here's another version of that timed order that's like just the non-timed version, so we could still go with it, but it doesn't have super awesome rewards, so we will not do that. Pack of provisions and 50 stormwater will get us 3 foxes plus 3 fox resolve and 2 parts. Yeah, we're definitely picking that. Awesome. That worked out, I think. It's not like the best outcome, but it's a good outcome. Let's put a lizard in there. You know, we can pull our lizards out of the harvester. I think we can pull them out of the vegetables. Let's let them build this stuff. And I can get some woodcutters going. So I'm back to 1 builder, but you know, I could pull someone out of there. But I do want to get to at least our first geyser. And the geyser will get us, again, drizzle water, but it'll get us drizzle water year round. Oh, I need to build that provisioner. And I don't have a building that can use drizzle water yet, but don't worry about it. We'll get there. We don't need the plant fiber, we just need berries for now. And I can put a fox in there. I'm willing to put another one in there as well. Also a beaver house would be pretty nice with all these planks we're getting. So they can get around to it, that'd be awesome. We could also build a lizard house, right? Oh, no. We don't really have a good way of producing fabric right now. But we could build a crude workstation. Goodbye, trader. Sahilda. I've had Sahilda save me on more than one run. She's pretty sweet. She's the human representative. We need to speed up time. Woodcutter's camp has no suitable locations. Alright, cool. That's fine with me. That means they did a good job. So we'll mark out these parts of the forest and they'll cut them down for us. Our hostility is growing, but because we're not in the storm, it's not that hurtful. As long as, yeah, the storm's not in the next 3 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll be surviving this pretty well. Because 3 hostility doesn't really mean much unless we're getting the looming darkness effect. Ooh, we got our amber and the trading post thing, so let's get our parts and 6 tools. Sounds good to me. Lowered the queen's impatience by 1 and got us a new building. Oh, crystallized dew? This would be a drizzle building though. Packs of crops, pickled goods, fabric. Oh, that's such a good recipe. The forester's hut is super cool because it uses farmland to produce either resin or crystallized dew. We don't need resin. We need crystallized dew. And it's a 2-star recipe, and beavers like working there. Or they're effective at working there. But the granary, that would get us started on our rainwater. Does anyone like working there? No, humans like working there, so that's no one that we have. We're gonna pick the forester's hut. I saw that crystallized dew and I nearly creamed. Forester's hut, let's go. I'm not even sure that was the right option, but I chose it because I think it was the right option. Right now, I think it's the right option. In 10 minutes, I might think it's the wrong option. Excuse me. Lizard resolve is low already. But yeah, 1 minute and 18 seconds, so, you know, maybe they can hang. Maybe I'll have to favor them. Yeah, I'll favor them. So favoring gives the favored species +5 resolve, but it costs you 5 resolve from each of the other races. So it's like a +5 for a -10. But in a situation like that, it's perfectly fine. Because all of our races are happy to be here now. Alright, we burned it. We're going to get all these resources, and our people are happy again. We are low on food, but we're collecting berries, and that means we need to be collecting vegetables again. We could also be gathering meat, which lizards are super effective at, so maybe I'll take that guy out. Put him in the trapper's camp, and he'll be extra effective at picking up these eggs. He'll have a, 10% chance of doubling his yield, plus 10% chance. Meaning that any chance that he already had of doubling his yield will be additive to that. So I think we might want to pick the pipes here. This one comes with more foxes though, and a beaver. Yeah, we're picking that one. Sorry guys. I think that is the clickbaity type of decision right there. You know, more foxes. We ain't gonna turn it into clickbait, but it already is clickable. So let's stick with the theme. Yeah, our resolve is pretty low, which means we're gonna need to take out some woodcutters. Which is totally fine. We can put one back in here, and we might even be able to fit one back in here. Yeah, we can fit one back in there for now. We can get back to bricks. Yeah, we're picking up some off this plant fiber. So we can put people in there. I can put another lizard in here. We can put another fox in here. And that'll be good for us. Yeah, awesome. Looks good to me. Oh, wait a minute. This guy's just endlessly producing Blightrot. Purging fire. Oh, yeah, we just lost it. Okay, good. Cutting into this small glade increased our hostility, so we needed to take out the woodcutter to counteract that. We've opened up this glade, which is great, because now we can build the geyser pump. Let's build it in that direction, and we can also work on this obelisk, which is a cool little glade event. And it's just a regular glade event. It's not a dangerous one. But we can use resin to get this. That's awesome. So this will, once we get it, it'll turn into a blue decoration, which can be used to help upgrade our hearth. And you can tell it's blue because aesthetics is the blue one. It is written in blue. The symbols carved into this monumental stone bear an eerie resemblance to the forest and corruption. Decrease hostility. So when we get this, it'll decrease our hostility. It's a corruption event, but who cares? Maybe that's a good thing. So we'll throw 2 foxes in here and investigate that. Sounds good to me. The harvester's camp is done, which means that it'll go over there. We can destroy it if we need the parts back. Ooh. Now we can gather drizzle water. Which we can't use. This is storm water, right? And this is also storm water, so that's fine. I think this one's clearance, yeah. So yeah, nothing we can use, but we'll collect it. Oh yeah. There is something we can use on. Crystallized dew. Not that we have a source of clay until this. Alright, I'm happy. And, oh yeah, and we gotta set it to drizzle water. So, there's all this clay on the ground. Plus 5 on each of these would have been pretty sweet, right? Yeah, 20. Yeah, again, it's always better than I think it is. Alright, so we're going to pick a cornerstone, and then we'll see what Sahilda has to offer. Resources you sacrifice in the Ancient Hearth burn 5% longer for every impatience point you have. That could be cool because we're gaining impatience a lot quicker. We're like already halfway there. Gain 1 villager every time you discover a new glade. That could be cool, but it could be bad. So, you know, at a certain point, you're like, do I really need more villagers? Traders will have 1 more perk or blueprint for sale. That could be cool, except that we're not going to have as much amber to purchase it with. Your scouts have learned how to be cautious when looting abandoned caches. Every time you open or send an abandoned cache to the Citadel, hostility is lowered by 15 points. That's really cool. We're going to pick that up. We're probably going to be opening up a lot of glades with events in them because we have foxes. And we want to reduce hostility. Camps are going to be great. We've already done this quest, so that reduces our hostility. Or it reduces our resolve, which increases or it reduces the queen's impatience, which actually increases our hostility. So I misspoke several times in a row there. The clan hall would be a way for us to fulfill that religion and brawling needs, and it will make our camps produce a 100% greater yield. So like twice as much from the stuff on the ground. That's again where +5 extra notes would be pretty cool. The herbalist camp would allow us to gather more raw resources off the ground. We already have a way of producing scrolls, but this would give us tools if we built the scribe, plus it's a small building. But I don't think anyone likes working there. Yeah, only humans like working there. So I think we're going to grab the herbalist camp just to give us access to more resources from the ground. We also have orders. So let's look at those. Discover 2 dangerous or forbidden glades within 180 seconds of each other. No thank you. I would pick this only as a finishing blow, as in like, yeah, we opened up these 2 glades and now we won because that was the final point we needed. So I wouldn't even be doing that for the rewards, right? So keep lizard resolve above 24 for 120 seconds. That's really difficult to do, but +1 meat production would be, you know, all right. +3 lizards and 5 parts. So yeah, we'll go with that. Sell goods worth 70 amber to a trader or trade route. Fulfill your villager's need for religion 70 times. Build the guild house and deliver 50 wine. You know, that could be really cool, especially with berries and beaver resolve perk bonuses there. And plus I love the guild house anyway. I'm not sure we can get the guild warehouse. 5 biscuits per minute, +5 to water skin production is a 50% increase, and it would give us a luxury building that would increase the carrying capacity of all of our people. So, yeah, plus it would fulfill 2 different types of luxuries. That sounds pretty cool. 5.5 minutes to sell 70 amber worth of goods. Let's see what Sahilda has for us. Can we do it? I'm not so sure that we can. Wow, they really do pay less. Wow, yeah, no. 70 amber worth would kill us. We're not going to do that. So, we're not going to go with this timed order. 5 biscuits per minute, though. And a market. Who eats biscuits? Let's look at this a little closer. I might be wasting my time on this. Just beavers eat biscuits. Okay. So it's not excellent, right? +5 to water skins. We don't even make water skins, right? That's not that great. The market, you know, that gives us wine and tea. Consumption. Wine, oh, that's +10 for beavers and foxes. And the tea is just +10 for foxes. So that actually is a really good luxury building for us. We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Hi.
We will make it work. Take all of my possessions. Oh my goodness, that's so much stuff. That's so much stuff. Alright, it's worth it. It's worth it. So what do we want in return? Because this is what we're going to be living off of. We're going to need food, right? Food. Food. Amber for what? What are we buying with amber? We're going to get an herbalist camp. Fuel burning longer. Reputation point. We could do a reputation point. Villagers move faster. Food production faster. I think we're going to do villagers move faster. So we want 28 amber for that. I mean, we could buy some fabric for some lizard homes. Alright. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, there we go. 12 fabric. 40 eggs. 28 amber. 40 berries. Yeah, let's do it. Low on fuel. Yes, I understand that. We sold all of our fuel. But by golly, we've got biscuits. We've got a market. What are you going to do about that? Oh, I can't move the house because I don't have any lumber. Okay. Small forager's camp has no nearby deposits. Okay, so that's going the way of the harvester's camp. We can pull those people out. I feel like, oh, the harvester's camp does have something it could be working on. That's also clay. We've got lizards working on eggs. We've got beavers working on lumber for us, so we're gonna have fuel to burn. That's good to know. Wow, I can't believe we did that. I'm proud of us. We did good. We're doing good deeds today. Okay, you're done. It's fine. Oh, we can put a fox in there to gather more drizzle water. We've been using it on our crystallized dew. Could be making packs of provisions that might be important. I'm pretty sure we could build another beaver house. Yeah. And then we said we were going to build lizard houses, right? Yeah. And then we need to prepare to cut into another dangerous glade at the end of this next storm. I think that's going to be our winning strategy here. I am happy that we got a farm early. I'll be happy when we find more fertile soil because that'll give us crystallized dew on a yearly basis, which will then allow us to build our fox houses. And since we've got 12 of those foxes, it might be nice to start giving them houses, right? Okay, and then we'll build our little pattern there. Do. Actually, I'm not sure that those roads need to be built, but I can just delete them. They don't cost anything to build. Not the dirt road, anyway. Oh, we are gathering copper. It would have been kind of nice to have all those plus copper perks, but we'd have had to burn a lot of fuel for that. We'd have missed out on a timed order. I still think we made the right choice. Man, that clay is disappearing, huh? Continue our path upwards. We've got people showing up. I mean, parts and berries, right? Plus the fox. That did increase our hostility level. That's a little scary, but that's fine. We'll be fine. We've got 6 woodcutters in right now. Which is good because we need the wood. I think we're going to have to pay the wood fine, right? Oh, only if we hit 4. And only if we don't want people to leave. Okay, so we could build another beaver house. And we could build another lizard house. To keep our lizards and beavers fully happy. But that means, because the specialized housing gives them a bonus resolve. It doubles their housing resolve bonus. So it's like goes from +3 to +6 per beaver. We finished the aesthetics decoration, so that reduces our hostility by 50. We just gotta move it in range of a hearth for it to count as towards its decoration bonus. We don't need blue ones yet, but that's fine. We do have high corruption, 265%. Wow. Well, at least lizards like working there. We're gonna try and leave those beavers in and pull these foxes out. No, we cannot do that. We have to pull at least another beaver out. But I'm totally cool with continuing to chop up here. Because then we can cut into this forbidden or dangerous glade next. Dangerous is what I meant to say, not forbidden. Forbidden are the larger skulls. They've got like potentially harder events. Sometimes, you know, it depends on what you got. Depends on if it's hard or not, right? Okay, I'm cool with you not producing any more packs of provisions, even though it doesn't look like you produced any in the first place. Cool with us not producing planks. I would like us in here because it makes them happy. We can put them in here because it makes them happy. And we're harvesting, we're plowing. We've got people everywhere. Alright, yeah, that just about covers it, huh? Maybe another Blightrot post, or we could build the market, right? Oh, it's a lot of fabric. So let's build our makeshift post. Oh, it's not the makeshift post. I want the makeshift warehouse. Crude workstation. That's the one. Oh, we'll just put it right behind the warehouse. So they're burning the cysts down, but our corruption level's going up pretty quickly. Okay, yeah, we're down below 85% corruption now. These guys did a good job of burning that all away. Those were all in our warehouse, so that meant that it came from just it being the 3rd year. Oh, we're halfway through the storm, so at this point I'm going to kind of focus on cutting through to the next glade and getting rid of all these excess trees that aren't specifically aligned with that goal. Get them to focus here, and then we'll spread it back out once we're cut in. Alright, corruption completely taken care of. It's good to see, good to see. We could upgrade our neighborhood again, or upgrade to a neighborhood from an encampment. And we didn't get through. Which isn't great. A shady character appears in your settlement. You can choose one blueprint from all unlocked blueprints. That's amazing. That's like the most expensive thing you can buy from a trader. Gain 4 crystallized dew for every 20 resin produced. I mean, that's really cool. I prefer the berry one on that, but we are producing resin. off of our trees, right? Excuse me, yeah. And also that I don't think it'll work out on the farms, but it might be that the forester's hut would incentivize resin production on that. But do we need crystallized too? Because we have the forester's hut available to us. It might be better for us to pick a building of our choice. Though we do have a luxury building. Woodcutters are tasked with creating makeshift tools. Discovering a glade during the storm grants 10 tools. That's pretty cool. Especially since we need to be discovering glades during the storm, I think. Or shortly after. But it would feel bad if I missed it. And again, we've got the rich glades, which again feels good. But I don't think I've ever done small distillery. So I think we're going to pick that one. Just because I've never done it. Like, let's check that out, right? Deliver 70 amber, and we would get 5 jerky and 5 pie per minute and 14 parts. That's so good. That's so good. We're never gonna do that though. 20 packs of building materials would get our villagers to move 10% faster. 30 copper bars and 5 parts. That's pretty cool. Need for leisure fulfilled would give us pickled goods, barrels, and the cellar. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But that's a human building, so we'll go for packs of building materials. We've got really efficient planks being built, so I'm happy with that. Okay. Increased production speed for copper bars, crystallized dew, and all recipes that use metal ingots. That's really cool. There's no way we're getting 30 amber. Right? No? Right? Yeah, there's no way. We could sell our biscuits. Wow. Yeah, no. We're gonna pass on this guy. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. You got some cool stuff, but we're just super broke after that timed order we did. But look, our people are really happy with us. We've been picking good buildings. Or we've just been getting really lucky. Or both, you know, they aren't mutually exclusive, right? Alright. Oh, we found a lumber mill? Come on. Well, we can tear it down at least. And then what's this? The withered tree. Trees communicate with each other through their roots, making the forest aware of every move. Spawn 2 Blightrot Cysts every 120 seconds for every 2 dangerous glades discovered. This penalty is added retroactively. So that's just like, if we want to cut this tree down, it's going to just kind of give us some cysts to deal with. That's not a big deal. Purging fire and crystallized dew would give us amber, and it would reduce the queen's impatience. That's great. Oh, +2 to resin production. Glade events can carry 10 more. Oh my goodness. No, we have to cut it down. We can't cleanse it. I want the reputation point. But I feel like +2 to resin is too good. And 10 on glade events will help us on future events. 5 tablets would get us amber. Not 20 though. It's just like, how important is the Queen's Grace here? For giving that impatience that's growing 50% quicker. We're gonna cut it down. We're cutting it down. We're cutting it down, boys. Cutting it down. The harvester's camp gave us a notification that it was done, so I feel good putting them into the lumber mill to salvage it for some wood and planks, because we already have the lumber mill. Then we could get +1 stone production is not good for us, but we also don't have any tools. Actually, we have nothing for this. So, you know, when we get around to solving this, we will get -15 to our hostility, which would be great. Oh, and we completed this, which will reduce the queen's impatience. There we go. 2 new buildings to pick from. But we're going to call it here, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave a like or a subscribe or a comment if you really enjoyed this. Or if you didn't like it and you watched the whole thing, let me know why. You know, I appreciate all feedback, and I read the messages. Maybe not daily, but I do go through and read them. And especially with the size my channel is now, and you know, to all my coworkers and friends and subscribers out there, I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great one, and I hope this video helped you have a better day. Anyways, have a great one, guys. Let me know if you think I should pick one of these buildings, or which of those buildings I should pick, because I'm pretty sure we're going to pick one of them. But we might just re-roll it, right? Save the ember for a re-roll. Who knows? I'm thinking the Tinkerer is what we're going to do. But let me know in the comments. Defend yourself, or just tell me what you think. Tell me that we shouldn't have cut this down. You know, who knows? Anyways, have a great one. Oh, remember, the slice was right. Who knows?